Boom! Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's Q&A session with Mr. Chris Palmer, ODYS up there somewhere, up there. I can never get that right still. ODYS.cc if you're interested in age domains and done-for-you affiliate websites. But most importantly, we've got Mr. Chris Palmer joining me today to answer any SEO questions you've got. So make sure you do give us your questions, but also make sure you equally give us a like on the video as well, because as always, we have those haters that hate us and always gives us a thumbs down. So hello, hater guys. Yeah.
We're winning. I'm winning. You guys hate that, don't you?
Some of the good guys are here as well. Richard Sachs, good to see you. Adam Poland, Michael Likens, Suzanne, Mr. Randy Roday. I've been busy and out on holiday. What did you miss? A lot, Randy. You need to go back and watch. I can't even remember. There's been that much knowledge dropped that you're probably going to have to go back and watch. I forgot more than. It's been a lot, man. There's been a lot of new stuff, so check them out, Randy. But hope the holiday went well and stuff. OP, all good here, mate.
Very good.
But while we're waiting on people jumping in, do check out Mr. Chris Palmer SEO on YouTube. He also does have a private group coaching place that you can go to. And he offers training courses. So if you are only seeing this for the first time, do check out Chris and his private coaching group and all that stuff. He does offer a lot of value, even though I was just sitting in the background last week, Chris, messing around. Mark wanted to show face, and he was asking me some advice on a website that he bought. So I thought we'd pop in and see what was going on in there anyway. But it looks busy. That's always a good sign. I didn't realise you had another Glasgow guy in there. I can't remember his name, but there was another Glasgow fellow in there as well.
A couple of them. I get a lot of guys from the UK. It's interesting.
It's weird. It's weird where these people come from. But yeah, it's just weird to see them locals on an American guy's fucking thing, man. What the hell? You expect to go in there and expect it to be something else, and you're just like, fuck, there's another local and another local. I think that guy, is it Paul Delaney, who he watches this regularly? He's Scottish as well, isn't he?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure he is.
Great guy. Nice guy.
So, yeah. Any other Scotsman, go and check it out. Chris is spending a lot of time giving you guys tips and advice, and I think building a community as well. And what I really like about it, Chris, is you're joining people up as well and allowing them to network and all that stuff as well, which I think is good. So there you go. But how's it going, fellas? Craig, are you speaking at the Brighton SEO meet? I don't think Brighton SEO would ever have me back again. I spoke there a few years ago about PBNs. Whilst the talk, I got a lot of positive feedback from it. It's just really not their scene. It's more for agencies and stuff. So I wouldn't put myself in that position where I'm getting heckled by a bunch of agency staff who have little to no experience telling me, there was only a small proportion of it that happened, and a lot of people actually understood what I was saying, but I would not put myself in a position of speaking in front of such an audience. I was wasting my time and my breath and for the majority of it, and they actually got a lot of fucking shit for it as well. People fucking shouting at me in the street and all that, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So never again.
That's wild.
Mate, it's wild. Do you think like these fucking raincoat agency workers were giving me fucking dogs abuse in the street, saying I'm this and I'm that, and I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Like,
what do you do? Yeah.
What is wrong with you people? No one could understand like what I'm doing is a valid business model. They just seen me as the fucking bad guy or something, and I'm just like, the same way agencies is a business model, I don't particularly think agencies do a great job because the money's spent on overhead and staff wages and not on deliverables. We could slag that off. I choose not to because I've been there, I've done it, and it was a business model, and I'm not going to criticize it, but people think they can just fucking slam the shit out of you, but fuck them. But yeah, I'm not going to beat Brighton. Sorry, rant over. That word Brighton SEO, whilst I love the event, that fucking conference, I really don't like it, man. The way I was treated there was a disgrace, honestly, by the conference owner and stuff, who just wouldn't fucking he wouldn't stick up for it. He was basically saying speakers can't answer people back and this, that, and the next thing. And I'm like, my business partner's car got fucking smashed up in a car park. I was physically attacked in the fucking street. And I'm the fucking bad guy. How the hell does that work?
That's a little absurd at an SEO conference.
And ask Charles Float as well. Charles Float was getting the same fucking treatment.
That's absurd. Wow.
Madness. But it is a good event, and I do enjoy networking there. So don't let me put you off, guys. Anyway, going on to questions. Suzanne is asking how to rank a local lead gen website without a PBN.
Yeah, so that's actually quite interesting. We covered that to a very large degree last night. Daryl and I, we were speaking about that. He likes to start, and it makes sense, with something, an asset that's already being favored in Google's eyes, something that might already have some age, some links going to it, and then building it out in a very particular. We covered it at scale last night, so you're going to have to build links at some point, but it's probably the best ways to start out with something that might already have some type of favor in Google's eyes. We covered it at scale last night, but that's the main idea behind it.
When you say you covered it at scale, is that something people can go back and watch?
Yeah, last night that was one of the main topics, was structuring for lead generation sites, doing them at scale, building mass page. Yeah.
On your YouTube channel?
That's correct.
Right, go and check it out, guys, if you want to check that out. If they're talking about it at scale and in depth, then go check it out. Theo D, big shout out to both you lads. Big shout out to you, mate. Ahoy, fellas. How's the weather in Glasgow, Craig? The weather today is not great. It's still like 18, 19 degrees, but it was raining today. But it's going to go back to like the 25 or 30 degrees it was, which you can see my beautiful tan. So, yeah, it's been really warm here, and it's going to change, I think, tomorrow or Friday.
What? 18, 19 degrees?
I know that sucks ass for you, but like that's warm for us here, man.
18 degrees is warm to you?
Yeah.
What? Really?
Well, I'm not sure if I'm saying the right thing here, but 18 is like maybe 60 or 70, maybe 70 Fahrenheit or some shit like that.
Okay. I'm not okay. Now it's okay.
It's not like sub-zero temperatures or anything like that.
I'm like thinking he's like a polar bear.
It's not bad. It's not bad. But yeah, good to see Ryan here. Michael Likens, good to see you, mate. How important of a ranking factor do you think having a green page insight score is or will be with the core Web Vitals update? How obsessed? So I'm going to slightly tweak this, Chris. We all want to have a good page speed score. Of course we do. How much does that shit move the needle? Do you see it being a big thing, or do you think it's over-exaggerated fluff?
I think it's fluff. We want to be equal or slightly better than the leading competition. So as long as I'm performing at the same, whether if they have a 60 and they're in the orange and they're number 1, number 2, number 3, and they're all in the orange, then hey, being in the green is going to be pretty good for me. So yeah. I wouldn't be overly excited about this metric at all. I would just make sure that I'm just equal or a little bit better than what's currently winning.
And remember that everyone out there uses WordPress, or most people do. So we're all fighting the same battle. There's only so much you can do. OP, Liverpool-based. I'm not sure if you mean you're Liverpool-based. Let us know. We answered that one. I highly recommend the group coaching. Adam, yeah, I popped my head in a few times, more to do my nosy than anything else. But yeah, it seems to be good, and a good bunch of people recognised a few faces there. And as I said earlier, the whole getting to know other SEO guys and all that shit. I think, in terms of networking and stuff, and maybe the guys bouncing off each other in the group, or maybe even, hopping on a call direct themselves, I think is great for the industry. So anyone, I've seen Holly in there as well. Holly is a big hitter in the world of SEO, and even Holly goes in to learn some things as well. So we all have places we learn and stuff, and anyone, do check it out. And Chris is not paying me to say this. I do genuinely believe that networking and talking to other people and surrounding yourself with good, positive attitudes and mindsets is vital to your just mental health and your success. Good to just talk to folk as well. So
right,
yeah, that's why I still enjoy doing these shows. People like, what you like? Why? And it's like, man, it's good to just fucking let loose, if you like. So the day I stop enjoying it's the day I'll stop doing it. But yeah, I think it's good to talk and good to be, maybe helping other people in the community. So get involved, guys. David Troy's asking, how do you get Web 2.0 and profile links to stay indexed, Chris?
Yeah, so building links to those profiles. And two, I have found that in the top 4 or 5 pages, you won't see them a lot, but depending on the SERP, the keyword, in the farther pages is where you're going to see them. They're not getting prominence like they once did. Keeping them indexed is done with links. I'll go back sometimes depending on the client and freshen them up a little bit, but that's all you can do. Keep them fresh, keep some content on them, write a decent piece of content, build some links. Generally, they're going to stay. They're just going to be out in the cornfield though. So
you ever run them through an indexing tool or anything like that as well?
Not the Web 2s. No, I don't.
Just out of curiosity, I know some people that do that, just they believe that keeps them there and all that shit, but I was just curious to know if you were doing that or it was just link building. But as you say, link building is what the web is. So directing Google to that is essentially a key part. And will you follow in the footsteps of fellow YouTubers and have a Craig Campbell SEO versus Chris Palmer SEO in the SEO fight of the century?
I don't know why. Who is fighting?
Brad Maybury. So other YouTubers, Logan and Jake Paul. One of them obviously fought Floyd Mayweather. I'm fighting Brad Maybury, but to be honest, I'm only doing the Brad Maybury one for a laugh. I think we would need, not that I would happily fight Chris for charity or fun or whatever. However, I think a lot of people might start doing this and it's going to be just to beat each other up. So I think we need to be careful with the whole SEO fight club things. So
literally.
Yeah. But I don't particularly want to fight anyone in the industry, let alone this. I'd rather just have a beer. Honestly, I'd rather spend my time chilling, having a beer, and extract as much knowledge as I can out of him. If we were to fight with each other and he was to break my nose or I was to break his nose, I don't think the knowledge bombs after that would be, I'd just be like, you fucking wanker. I'm not fucking telling you anything. So when you go to these, you need to schmooze people, not fight. And thank you, David Troy. My tan does make me feel a bit better. Holly Stark says agencies are jealous because you can work for yourself. Holly also must. Holly, I'm sure you must get grief as well. Some of the stuff you say, you're going to attract the same haters that Charles or me or various other people get. So Holly must have had her fair share of grief as well. In fact, I've seen Holly, having it. There's douchebags everywhere.
Wow.
I had one last night, actually. So legit, the marketplace used a picture of me on a Facebook ad, and obviously it's had a fair bit of abuse. It also converts really well, but there's a guy on there last night, just like, this guy looks like he's got a small cock. And I just messaged his wife, So I looked at him, and then I looked at his wife, and I just thought, do you know your man is obsessing over like guys' cocks and stuff?
Talking about another dude. What the what? Why would that even pop into your mind? Like, it could have been anything else. Like, anything.
Here's the thing. What I have noticed is everyone who comes from me is an older gentleman. An older fucking gentleman who clearly has some kind of jealous or fucking whatever issues, mental health issues or whatever it might be. It's always a fucking older guy. This old dude who's about 70 said last week on one of the videos, Craig, can you not put a bag over your head? You're frightening my children. And I looked at his picture and I'm like expecting to see Brad Pitt or something, but he certainly wasn't no Brad Pitt, let me tell you.
Maybe it's because you look so young.
I'm going
They're jealous.
Yeah, that's what it is. My youthful looks. And
you do look youthful. You really do.
Don't fucking schmooze me, Chris. Come on, man.
Come on. Well, I have a lot of questions after the show, so I want to get you in the right mind.
Fair play. As I said, people, if you need to get something, you need to schmooze them up a little bit and do whatever works. And that's just Brighton for you. But it's a great place, Brighton, guys. Live RIL fan. I've only told you a bit of the story, mate. Like, I could tell you loads about that. Like, basically, I'll tell you it right now, actually. So I was there, and I'm not going to name names or anything because it's not fair to do that. And people were calling me shit like black hat monster, scamster, criminal, blah, 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 whatever. And I was walking back from a pub with my wife later in an evening, and I was surrounded by about 10 guys who basically came up to me and said, I'm going to punch the fucking black hat right off your head. And I'm like, me? Now, I literally had 20 mates walking like 100 yards in front of me. My wife was 8 months pregnant, so she was lagging behind, and I'm walking with her. These guys thought I was on my own. Someone threw a punch, which literally just missed my wife by that much. Now, I'm actually going to share my screen in a second, just so that you know this is not made up. Give me a second. Black Hat World. So here, this was a few years ago. So basically, this is what happened. So the guy tweeted, a great start to Brighton SEO, just had Craig Campbell, whilst being filmed by Andy Drinkwater, assault me in the hotel bar of the Hilton and threatened to assault me several further times. This is not a joke. The police have been informed and all of this kind of stuff. So the police were informed, fucking the event were informed and everything. Now, obviously, Charles Float put out a thing saying Craig, who's 5'7", has just assaulted a guy that's 6'3", who has routinely harassed not only Craig, but his business and currently pregnant wife. Stop playing the victim, blah, 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 blah. So literally, the guys were taunting me. And then when I reacted, basically started calling the police and spoke to Brighton SEO and said that, I was this, that, the next thing. And
is that you?
Yeah.
Is that your profile? The one that posted that?
No. That was just some random person putting that on there. But yeah, so basically phoned the police and stuff. Obviously, when the police came, the guy said, like, you deserve a fucking medal. I would have killed the guy, who went to try and punch your wife and stuff. And again, that got me, a reputation. And further still, what the guy's done after that was I was due to talk at Chiang Mai SEO and stuff later that year. They also went out their way to tell every conference owner that I was speaking at that I was a violent thug and I shouldn't be speaking. Now, obviously, the message like Matt Diggity at Chiang Mai SEO, and Matt Diggity just forwarded me the email and just laughed. But these guys, it's all right putting your face out there, but you literally get some fucking bizarre situations. out with that as well. And it's fucking, honestly, it's the weirdest thing, because we're sitting here in our bedrooms or in your office or wherever you are, and you're just talking to a camera. You don't realize how many people watch it and how many people hate you. But then when you walk to a conference and there's maybe guys that fucking hate your guts or whatever, you know, I just find it bizarre, because you obviously see nice people are like, oh, Craig, I really like your video. But, you know, when it starts to get that way, it gets a bit fucking weird. So, guys, if you're ever thinking of putting your face out there, just be careful.
Jeez, man, I'm like putting my address in there and stuff. Now you're making me paranoid, dude.
Oh,
I got
dude,
my address everywhere, my business freaking things.
Oh, you give out your mobile number and shit, and I'm like, you really gave out your mobile number?
Well, to one of them, yeah.
It's anyway. Simon Hogbin, good to see you, mate. Glenn Art, conference attendees attacking speakers, and somehow it being fucking swung back on the speakers. It is nuts. And my friends actually said, is this SEO industry not just full of geeks and office, like computer geeks and stuff? And I'm like, yeah, you would think so. Yeah, it's not, man. It's like fucking football hooligans and whatever, which are virtual. It's very hard for me to say that right now to whoever you are. Your name's not coming up. There is an event in the UK called SEOunderground.co.uk, which is going to be in October. It's down near it's in Newmarket Racecourse. Holly Starks is going to be there. Chris Palmer's going to be there. Blah, 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 blah. That's in person. The virtual ones, I'm not sure what's going ahead. I was due to speak in Barcelona next month at Affiliate World Europe. That's been postponed until February 2022. Is going to be in Dubai now. So a lot of events are stopping and not going ahead and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not sure what I can recommend. I have actually literally taken the decision that I don't really want to do many more virtual ones. I just don't see there being value in it. I don't enjoy it. You know, the reason that I go to the likes of NHG Rockstars or Chiang Mai and all that stuff is to meet good people. And have beers and all that. I don't particularly want to sit on here and do any more fucking online.
Every day.
Yeah, I do it every day for a living, so I don't need to do any more. So I'm not going to be doing that many virtual ones. You know, if it's for a friend or whatever, I'll help. But other than that, absolutely not. I'm not doing virtual ones, because I think the virtual ones for me are very crammed, and they're trying to get you to talk in 20 minutes. What can you deliver in 20 minutes, Chris? Pretty much fuck all. You know, if you're getting into deep stuff. So, you know, your videos go on and on about very specific things. And I think when someone's trying to capture, like PBN, for example, I can't really cover that in 20 minutes. I can't, you know, the ins and outs and avoiding footprints and all of that stuff, I cannot do it in 20 minutes. So I'm not doing it, man. So, yeah. But hopefully that helps. Chris, what are your thoughts on the product review update? And does the info versus money ratio really matter? I am going to have my opinion on that in a moment, but what's your opinion, Chris?
I think you're better. What's your opinion?
Right. So I'm going to share my screen again. Actually, I had a consultancy call I done just earlier on today. Now, everyone will know this website, Gear Hungry.
Yeah.
.com. Now, I'm just going to look at the US rankings and look at. So obviously, this was a website that was doing really well, and then it crashed at that December update. Now, it was massive, the crash. Now, if I go and look at their organic keywords and everything that actually slipped, every single, or not every single, but everything, like 95% of it was best this, best that, best. Everything was the best. Everything was commercial intent. Sell. In my opinion, websites like that were massively slammed because they had no informational content. They were not adding value to the internet. Now, that's a massive website that's high profile, very well known. You can see that consistency if you look at other websites. So as far as I'm concerned, does the info versus money ratio really matter? Yes, because the guys that only had the money content were fucking slammed and they've never recovered. So I think it was massive, and I think you have to add value to the internet as well. That's what I think Google would be looking for.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that. I was working with somebody. Do you intertwine them both?
Yeah.
You ever just make long form where it's commercial intent, but it's informational based as well?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where it's, I just literally talked to somebody last night, and I'm like, these are your primaries. If you're making info based, why aren't we including this into one piece where it's one massive? Because when you look at what's ranking, I was like, dude, that's what's ranking. So why wouldn't you just follow suit? But you don't have multiple products; you only have one.
Yeah,
make one big piece, man.
So you know, and
you talk to him too, actually.
Or have I? Interesting. But the thing I see, and a lot of people debate it, is does long form content work and blah 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 blah. Go look at Neil Patel or anyone else that's doing really well. Long form content still works really well, and if you can make that commercial content as well as informational, that's why if you look at Neil Patel's What is SEO page, if you Google what is SEO, it ranks number 3. It ranks for 8,000 keywords, that page. It is a monstrous page. Now, that's it. You know, he will have affiliate links and everything on there. But, you know, that is what I would call value, and that is what is clearly working. So rather than the top 5 this or the best that, and, you know, it's just fucking sell. I don't believe Google are looking for that as much anymore. So they're looking for ways to flush you out, and don't give them that option. So
I'm glad what you say is what I was I'm glad that I gave the same. Exactly what you said is exactly what I said. Like I'm told this dude, I'm looking, I'm just like, man, this is what I would do. And you just validated it for me. Which feels good because you look at more stuff that's like that than I do. I'm looking at Roofer Houston, you know. I got those on lock. I got that covered.
18 degrees Celsius, Glenart. That's exactly the one I was looking for. Dirk, good to see you. NK, hopefully that helped you. Mark Rose, you don't build an entire report and integrate it into a core product around fluff, nor do you push its rollout back by a month. Can't remember what that would have been referring to, but it sounds like he knows what he's talking about, and he does. Matt Rose is a good guy, so there you go. Pravikar Singh, hello, mates.
Hello.
Good evening. That little guy's about 13, and very, very hungry for SEO. This is the thing about over in India. These guys literally are fucking hungry and learning a hell of a lot quicker than they do in the UK anyway, which is good to see. That's a compliment. Pravikar, and there you go. Anyway, Dan Randall, he's looking for an article scraper that can search for unique articles by keywords in Web Archive. Anything like this in the market, Mr. Chris Palmer?
Yeah, something like that. Something like that. Yeah, I don't blame you. I'd be looking for something like that too. That sounds like and looking for keyword based for the domains. Man, that would be a great tool. Yeah.
Is that the way you're leaving it? Are you leaving it at that, Chris?
Leaving it at that. Yeah. You know, nothing goes as fast as you want it. I know that.
I want to drop a bombshell here, Dan. Chris Palmer's built one of these, and he's just trying to get the final touches on it. So keep watching, Mr. Palmer. I'm sure something will come out soon. But
it's coming. It should be
little bugs and shit when you build this stuff.
It's tough.
That's all I'm going to say.
It's tough.
That's all I'm going to say. He looks tired from talking to developers and shit. As you
like every day, dude.
Why I've never made a tool, mate. I just don't have the patience, man. I'd be all out fucking fights all day. I can't do it.
And I could have had it, but it's like I can't. I just want to totally alleviate any like issue with refund and everything. I just want a quality. It's got to do exactly what I want it to do. or I'm not going to sell it. It's good for me. Like right now, it's awesome. I can pull stuff out. It's great, but I don't want to sell it yet.
Yeah. But he will get there.
Yeah, definitely.
You can't tell us that and then not fucking sell it because...
Yeah. Oh, it's for sale. It's just not ready.
Anyway, Suzanne is asking how to fix backlinks not indexing. Watched all of your videos, Chris. Some get indexed, but there's still a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
he said Google's not crawling any of his pages for the last 5 days. Is that just impatience? Is that because Google are rolling out an update? What would your advice be?
Exactly what you said. I mean, there's always going to be issues with indexation when there's updates happening. I mean, that's like a key indicator, actually. Aside from that, too, if you're worried about indexing on your page, is a lot different than getting links built and indexing. If you're getting them built and they're not indexing, that's a major problem. Then you need to be looking at better links. As far as your site, it could be updates, it could be impatience. I would give it time, especially during right now. Give it some more time.
Yeah, more time, patience. Dan Randall, Holly is saying that's an interesting tool to build. Are you wanting to pull back from the Wayback Machine or the web itself? Holly is talking about getting on stage with a lawyer in her first year speaking. They did happen to be talking talking about how to report GMBs, and they were using one of mine, unknown. Oh man, Holly gets herself.
That's fun.
Holly gets herself into weird situations. Dan Randall's having a conversation with Holly. Most people are kind, scared, or off-putting to talk to me, which is fine with me. Yeah, Holly, you've got that vibe of being a scary person. I kind of had that at the start, and then I like talking to Holly now. But yeah, you've got this kind of fucking vibe where... What do you think, Chris? Would you agree? Like, Holly's got this kind of don't fucking talk to me vibe going on?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. She seems nice to me. I don't know. I like her.
I don't know. Like, when you hear what Holly talks about and what she does and, blowing shit up and all this, and it might just be a personal thing for me. I'm just like, man, she's crazy. Like, I'm not going to fucking say hello to her. She might fucking swing for me or something. But
I think
what I would say
that attracts me.
Is Holly is the exact opposite of swinging punches at you. I don't even think Holly raises her voice or anything. She's actually one of the nicest people you could meet, is what I'm trying to say. I've also had people come to me at conferences, and I had this woman. She's called BB. She's a link builder. She's quite well known in the industry, and she said to me, Craig, like after she met me, she went, "I thought you were a crazy fucking maniac guy." She went, "You're actually quite a nice guy," and I'm like, "Oh, thanks." So people's perceptions of what you may or may not be like are not always going to be true. I'm pretty sure you've had that as well, Chris. People go, "You're fucking nuts," and then they meet you and go, "You're actually not a bad guy." So, yeah. Can you add me on Facebook? I will put you in a group chat, something like that. The response above. I'll let you guys do your thing in private. Maximiliano. People that hate says more about them than it does about the person they hate. Exactly, buddy.
Right.
If you're working on, who's time to hate? I have no time to do shit. Keeping myself busy. I don't have enough hours in the day to do stuff. So, yeah. And greed causes jealousy. Haters will always hate. And, there's a big part of that out there. David Troy, what types of links do you use to balance out a page with over-optimized anchor text?
So wait a second. So what types of links do I use to balance a web? So how do I balance the on-page with links? Balance out a page with over-optimizing, or just what type of links do you use to balance out a page?
So I think David Troy, basically, because he was on yesterday asking questions, so what I'm taking from this is he has links pointing to a page, and they are all exact match and are very, very spammy, if you like. He's wanting to know what else he can do to balance that out so that he's not, he hasn't over-optimized the anchor text. He's basically trying to dilute it.
Yeah, so I would assume some nakeds with brand would be really good. I like citations for this, press releases for this. Usually press releases work very well for brand and/or, the naked URLs are really good.
Yeah.
That's usually what I'll do if we're talking about pillowing, if I'm understanding this correctly.
Yeah.
From what you say.
Much. Yeah. That's my interpretation of what he's trying to get across anyway. Maybe wrong, but yeah, hopefully that helps you, David.
What do you use for pillow links, Craig?
Citations, even blog comments and shit like that as well. Like whatever, just garbage. You just got to diversify. I mean, I think what we concluded yesterday between Brad and I was do good on page. Just try not be aggressive with your anchor text. If you're doing good on page and just not going all out and spamming everything to death, you're going to be fine. So, if I'm going to build other links, tier 2, tier 3, I can be slightly more aggressive with the anchor text, further down the chain, if you like. But, when it comes to what's pointing to my money website, I am gentle, is what Brad called it, gentle with the anchor text. So I think that's all you can really say on that. Be aggressive in the tiers under that and whatever, but there you go. Craig Mullins, that's exactly why I try and stay out of the spotlight. A wise choice, mate. Wise choice. Yeah. But anyway, BK SEO. Holly, for your Google News websites, aren't you supposed to get into copyright trouble once you have published thousands of articles from other websites? I mean, what? Yeah, so that's why Holly posts offshore, which is fine.
It's fine. Which is
Holly
fine.
knows how to avoid trouble.
That's right.
Guys, on the note of trouble, please make sure you do give the video a like if you can, and Chris won't give you into trouble. I'm always ready to put someone in the boot of the car for you, mate. I will wear my stab vest to SEO Underground. We don't have any violence there, mate.
Stab vest.
I'm hoping not. It's going to be a smaller event, and it is primarily black hat, so hopefully we don't get that type of person coming along who says, "Oh, you black hat monsters, should be killed," and all that stuff, because I'm pretty sure with the likes of Holly, Chris, and everything, there's really, there's no way it's white hat. Put it that way. So there you go. Maximiliano. Old school hide, new school promote. Both have advantages and disadvantages. Do what fits you. So just a heads up to anyone going to the SEO Underground, get a hotel room or B&B booked soon. They may sell out quickly due to the horse auctions at Newmarket. Good advice. Digitaleer, Mr. Clint Butler. Everyone glazes over the fact that Google announced they will be creating a best of snippet using other people's content. So the product update was used to remove affiliates to make room for
themselves.
The big G themselves.
Yep, that makes perfect sense.
So there you go. I'll look in what Chris said about the hybrid posts. Do that. And that's funny. I forgot Chris had it. Come on, Holly. You're waiting for it as well, surely. Jackal. I'd say the vast majority, like 98% of sites that got hit deserve to be hit. In my experience, this best blah, 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 blah phenomenon reminds me of keyword stuffing days of 15 years ago. No real value. And I would 100% agree with that, Jackal. So there's no value there, and it's just garbage. Fucking flush them out. And for me, Google are looking for ways to flush people out, and you're giving them the perfect excuse with that kind of setup. Down the toilet with your business. Is it me, or has Chris's voice changed? He does sound like he has a sore throat.
Right. Yeah, I went to a sanctuary with my little guy and my daughter, and the little guy was just obsessed with walking to the like cages and into the trying to get where the animals were. So it was, yeah, we were outside, we were having a ball, was running around. Little Chris is much like me, but a lot more like running around. He's fun, man.
Are you telling me you were at this sanctuary screaming and all that shit?
I was like, yeah. I mean, there was nobody there, really. Just us, really.
Listen, as long as you're enjoying it. We
had fun.
That is always the best thing. So Holly thought your tool was different from what it is, Chris. She thought it pulled the websites.
No, the content in the site.
He's trying to get it to do both, but it initially was just for the content, right? And then
exactly. Once I realized what it had to do first, I'm like, well, why don't we let's show that and then add that as an up.
Yeah.
The content was cool, but then as I realized, it's already crawling them, and it was already logging all of the sites. So I was like, well, why don't we run a check and make sure these suckers are expired and try to sell it? Why not?
Listen, I love it. Mine's so always good. BK SEO, does the device IP location matter if I set the device GPS location to my target area for CTR?
There's a difference between the server location and the device location. These are two separate things. If we're talking about mobile, it's entirely different than, like, say, on your home PC. Like, you could set your device location anywhere you want, but where is the connection originating? That's entirely different. Like, it's hard to spoof that. It's very hard to spoof that.
Is it doable though?
I think it's doable, but that's very difficult. It's doable. You can spoof it, but I don't know if it's doable, but it's kind of hard.
Yeah. Mark Rose is laughing. Michael Likens is asking for any GMB optimization tips you'd recommend besides just filling out the info properly. Citations, CTR. That's it. Anything else, Chris?
I think that there's a lot. I think that your products and your services should mirror over onto the main navigation. I think that whatever the words are I'm using here need to be used over on the actual website. I think that if I'm targeting a specific area, I should have other places on the board other than just the verified in order to help with expansion. I think I should get the keyword into the main primary, inside your name. I would get your keyword in there. I would limit the amount of service area and be very finite of exactly where I am. And I would certainly limit the amount of categories. I'd get hyper specific. You want to be associated. I do this one thing and I do it very well. And then I want the site to mirror that. Once you get those in position, you're usually should be pretty good, depending on competition.
Also, I've seen this guy's comment, Chris, on my channel a few times. Mr. Make Money Boy.
Mr. Make Money Boy.
Would I be interested in hiring a security guard? Absolutely not. This is my friend John Bell. I have absolutely no idea who you are, but he's also been worried about where you are, Chris. So this guy's commenting on my videos saying, like, Chris has not been online today. Where is he? So do you need a security guard? Do you need any help? Or can Mr. Make Money Boy do anything for you?
I don't think so. I think I'm okay. I don't know. What can you do for me? What can you do for me? I don't know.
Yeah, let him know what you can do from Mr. Make Money Boy, and he will let you know.
I've been offline because I'm working on. I have quite a few projects. I'm up all night, like, dude. Like, I'm just busy.
Live IRL fan. Question for you, Chris. How do you create your Gmail accounts, and are you doing it with emulators? This guy, he was asking all of this yesterday. Yeah, how do you do it, Chris?
I buy them. I buy them. So that's that. And as far as emulators are concerned, I mean, I don't know. I'd use those for getting Gmails. So getting accounts, I just buy them. So hopefully that helps you.
As I said to Live RL fan, get in touch with Holly as well. She knows all this shit. She's been doing it on a massive scale. So these people can help you do it. I'm not doing it to the scale that, you know, Holly and stuff's doing. I've just got, if I'm doing it, as I said before yesterday, I have a whole heap of these and a whole heap of phones and shit. But yeah, these people are buying them and doing it on a much bigger scale than me. So speak with them. Just fly someone over there and train them for a week way easier. That was in relation to this. The Vietnamese phone farms. Lizda, one of my vendor and online reputation management, has an AI to read positive link to push down negative link on Google search. Is it possible that AI contains many phones or a bunch of people?
Has an AI to read positive link to push down negative link on Google search? Is it possible that AI contains many phones or a bunch of people? I don't know. I have no idea what you mean, my friend. I'm sorry.
I'm the same, man. Sorry. Do come back. Just be a bit more specific. We might be able to help you. Had a group of people. So that's the phone farm thing. Adam Poland's asking, do you point citations to the GMB or the website?
Website.
Always. So I was worried about both of you. I'm a huge fan, but you guys have not been posting much. I have a lot of stuff coming out soon. I know Chris posts a lot more regular than me.
Yeah.
I've actually got a lot of content coming out. I literally took a few months off because you do get burnout, as I'm pretty sure Chris is probably suffering now and maybe doing a little bit less. Sometimes I like to go all out, slam it, take my foot off the gas for a while, and then go again. You can't consistently bash out serious volume there. I've always tried to be consistent with the live Q&As, but in terms of tutorials, there's only so much you can give away in terms of SEO before you start to repeat yourself. So you can't do videos at that pace for years on end. You're going to run out of things to say. So that's where I like to dip in and out of it. I don't like to go all crazy and shit. It was good doing it during COVID, at the start, but obviously that volume couldn't keep up. But yeah, Chris, how do you find that?
And two, during that time it was a lot easier too. But now that things seem to be moving a lot better, there's more people that are start firing their businesses back up. So I've gotten a lot more busy. So it's, I don't know. I don't know. I definitely lowered it from every day to, I try to do every other day. But I've been really consistent. I'm actually hurt to hear that because I make sure.
Maybe
what do you mean? You must not be watching.
Maybe it's not enough for Mr. Make Money Boy. He wants more. He wants it daily.
Yeah. So, I could repeat. I could just keep repeating about making new videos, but I try to make it's a new topic.
Well, what I've been doing is obviously a lot of the content I put out is now going out is I'm taking clips from the video and just trying that whole YouTube Shorts thing, fucking around with stuff like that. But yeah, I've got a lot of stuff coming out over the next few weeks, so you'll see a lot more of me.
I got a
couple of months, so.
A lot of the viewers don't really, I did a bunch of them, but I erased a bunch of them. I got a lot of negative comments and whatnot on some of them. Because you're taking the content and you just make that clip and you're uploading it. It goes on the main channel. Maybe if I had another shorts channel or something like that. But I think it's diluting the quality of the page, at least. In my opinion. That's just me. And, that's up to you though.
Interesting. But anyway, guys, we have 9 minutes left. Please do give us a like if you like the content. You as well, Mr. Make Money Boy.
Yeah, and where's the questions at? Come on, guys.
Howdy, gents from ZD Electrical. Chris, looks like the start of redesigning your marketing website. Mr. Make Money Boy knows some on-page SEO and automation. He was trained by Chase Radar.
Probably is Chase Radar.
It is Chase.
Yeah.
They laugh about security guard, but I travel with one and always have them with me at conferences. They are needed in some cases. I found out the hard way. Are you for real, Holly? Like, do you actually do that? I'm deadly serious. I can see why you would need them. I have been attacked, but I've normally got Dooley and a whole bunch of other guys with me. So I'm never really on my own at a conference. I've got like 20 guys with me.
You got Ruger with you.
So I've got my fucking 3 bodyguards.
Shoot somebody.
But I was in America on my own. Well, I had Gary Wilson, but he's not much of a fighter. So someone could have got me there, but they didn't. Any tips on how to make money with Scrapebox, Chris?
It's great for outreach. That's what I primarily use it for at this present moment, is finding emails.
You could make money, though, scraping lists, GSA lists, and all that kind of stuff as well, Dan. There's just so many ways you could monetize that tool. Sell blog comments, sell outreach, fucking give people lists, data, email lists, whatever.
Yep. So specific social media lists are really good.
Yeah.
There's a lot. I mean,
exactly. Anyway, Jacob Denham, for GMB, when you have a service location with the maximum 20 locations, how many categories should I list? Max it out or become more specific to relevance?
I try to do only 1, maximum 2. As far as locations are concerned, I'm going to do the primary of where it's verified.
Yeah.
You want to be hyper specific, hyper relevant. I mean, that's what Google, what's winning, the most relevant for the term, right? It's the same for local, same for maps. Hopefully that helps you.
Michael Likens is asking, is linking to the CID for your map listing okay? Does that help with the GMB listing? Was thinking paid traffic ads to the CID link. So I think a lot of people at the moment are obsessing over this CID URL. Now, you've only got 2 options if you were sending traffic to a GMB listing, the long URL or the CID URL. Now, Google have been fucking around with the CID URL for a number of years. They flick between a 301 and a 302 redirect with those. And it's because people were sending links and traffic and all that kind of stuff to the CID URL. It really doesn't matter. People will say, I can't remember who said it, but someone said, like, I spent 10 grand building links to the CID URL and it didn't make jack shit of a difference. Like that's not how GMB listings work. Citations and all that kind of stuff are, important. If you're going to send paid ad traffic to it, of course, that works. Click-through rate and engagement on the GMB is, of course, going to help. But this whole CID thing, and people think there's some big secret there, it's not, and Google are aware of it, and people have abused it for many years. It's send it to whatever one you want, in my opinion. But Chris, what's your opinion?
Yeah, I would never send. I've actually seen the reverse, sending links to it. I don't send links to it. I send traffic through it. It's traffic through, and you're looking in the wrong place. I don't think it's the CID. I think it's the MRID of where we need to be looking at to trigger the panel to pump traffic through the web to the website. I wouldn't waste your time with that. Unless you're going to send traffic through it and then get to the listing. I think it's a lot better time spent to send paid traffic into maybe a post, to a landing page to interact onto the GMB. So the referrer is going to be your website. I think you're a lot better off doing that. So hopefully that helps you.
Good man. Holly says, just spend the money and buy the Gmails, work smart. I can't emphasize about delegation and valuing your time properly. If it's going to take you 40 hours, or you can get it done for $100, pay the $100,
Always.
Work smart. You don't need to be a busy fool.
And to add on to that, I would be cautious too of where they're being created. And I don't like them if they've been like the 2 years old. Yeah, 2 years old just sitting. I want fresh. Make sure they're created in the US. Make sure you know where they're being created. And when you log into them, if you can tell that it was made from like an educational account, I don't want those. I would keep moving on.
Hopefully keep moving on. Glad you're enjoying it, Michael. Always a pleasure. Mr. Make Money Boy, I agree with Holly. Security is important. And it is. Dan Jones, how many people do you both have on your team, and which position do you wish you hired earlier? How many people on your team, Chris?
It's not a team. It's my best friend and one VA. So 2. And me.
I have 7 people in my office, and I probably have about another 5 VAs. That's it. I'm trying to work with a much leaner machine. If I could hire someone earlier, it would have been replacing myself in the business. I didn't do that early enough in my career. I was working like a fool, done everything the hard way, became obsessed and wanted to control everything and all that kind of stuff. And I should have taken myself out the business, replaced myself, and then focused on scaling up a lot quicker than I did. So take yourself out. That you do not set out in business to do 7 days a week, 14-hour days. And that's what I was doing, 15-hour days, whatever. And Chris is probably suffering a bit from that just now. Yep. You need to, when you're growing, take yourself out of that equation, in my opinion. And that's something I didn't do soon enough. And, I was just always thinking, that's more money for my pocket, blah, 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 blah. I wasn't thinking about it from a business point of view. And I think you have to. If I want to make more money, I have to hire more people, more and all that stuff. Work smart. Don't do donkey work. And then I can have an easier, stress-free life. And the money, it's all relative. The more money you spend, the more money you should be making. And that's it.
Yep. That's exactly what that's 100%. It's spending the time though with the VAs when you're first getting them on though, teaching them how you want it done and not being too like anal about it. That's where I was running into trouble. No one's going to do it like you.
Yeah. The SOPs are so important, but equally what the last thing you said there, have realistic expectations of what these people can do. You cannot hire another you. There's not another human being in the planet that's going to tick all those boxes. So don't expect it. Just focus on your SOPs and get people to do the jobs properly. And if that means getting them to do very specific tasks, then that's what you do. And that's it. But you need security in this industry. It's cutthroat. Someone actually threatened to cut my throat, believe it or not, before as well. Had a message, and my kid's throat. That was another one. So although that's kind of a joke, you need to be careful, people. Roy Cohen, what do you think is a better way to reach out to sites or agencies selling link building services? LinkedIn or emailing? Would you buy, if someone emailed you or someone contacted you on LinkedIn to pitch you some links, what happens, Chris? Exactly what happens? Tell me.
Delete. If it's in that little box and I see anything about that, I don't even look at it, to be honest with you. 0. It has to be, the only way is exactly what you, like if I'm inside the Facebook and someone's pitching me, I'll look and see who are they friends with, or see are they in the group? Is it somebody? Or if they want to give me something free, sometimes I'll answer those. Hey, I want to give you a sample. Then I might look. That might be the better way. But they already have to be connected with somebody. Not just out of the blue. I'll just move on because there's too many opportunities.
Yeah, I get bombarded on all of these platforms, and every single one goes in the bin before I even see it. So someone cleans up my inbox and that happens, so that when I log in, I'm only seeing the good stuff and not the sales stuff. So, and I think more and more people are doing that just because of the world is full of spam. Not just link building. I mean, fucking from shopping, Amazon, whatever, doesn't matter. I'm being bombarded every day. So,
there is another way though, like something that worked on me was I have a guy, he does link building, and some of the stuff that he couldn't fulfill, he was pumping to me. So then I've been kicking him like the smaller, like not as many, like they don't want PBNs, they just want manual outreach. So he built a relationship with me by giving me work. That worked very well. You know?
That's it. You just got to be creative, think outside the box, and get to people that way. Whether that costs you money in the short term or whatever.
Yep.
So be it. So be creative. Thank you, Dan. I'm assuming my YouTube shorts are getting to the right people then. That's always good to know. Before we do wrap up, Chris, we do have a question for you. How do you handle price objections from clients, if any?
Yeah, generally I don't get a price objection because I usually double my cost plus time. That's how I look at it. So whatever I know the services or whatever they need, it's double plus my time. The price is the price. There is no objection. It's this, and that's it. It's either yes or no. If it's no, then okay. I mean, I don't usually ever get one. I'm usually very, very, very fair.
I'm going to rattle through the last couple of questions very, very quickly, guys. This one, do you think putting the URL on YouTube description or YouTube comment still works for bringing traffic? Do you ever do that, Chris?
A URL in the comment section or the description, or both? I think they do get traffic, but your channel already has to have traffic. You already have to be getting views. Just some random video. No, it's worthless because there's no views.
Holly Starks has 2 people who travel with her. She's had a few situations and she needs someone to step in. Not good, Holly. Wow. I wasn't aware of that. People, going after they don't care whether you're a woman, guy, or whatever. They'll just fucking come for you, man. That's shocking to hear. Theo's asking, what would you say the best tool at the moment is in the market for AI content? Surfer, conversion AI. What do you think is the best just now, Chris?
I don't use it. I don't use it. I don't know. I don't want to touch on that. Who's winning with AI generated content? Honestly, who's got money content that's winning, making money and getting conversions that was AI written? Please show it to me. I want to see it. It's
good answer.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Worthless, dude. I'm not spending my time or money generating crap content. I could do that on my own.
Dan Randall's asking, any good software to promote GMBs?
Facebook ads. That's my favorite. I like Facebook ads to the lander. I'm trying to get communication within the chat. That's all I can tell you, man. That will move the needle for you. You can get them to the lander, and actually the few that will trickle over to communicate with you. If you can get response in less than 12 hours, you will see an increase. You'll see it in your listings on maps and listings on organic. There's something there, my friend. So focus on getting them from the page to you and make sure it's within that segment inside of the chat. There's something there.
Holly's not happy with you.
Me?
Don't challenge me.
Oh.
She's going to show you next week content that's ranking nicely with AI.
Ranking, sure, but okay, fair enough. I want to do it. Yeah, I want to see it.
I want to see it.
I want to know because hey, if there's something that's working, then I want to know. Because I could be wrong. I've been wrong thousands, trillions of times.
Any quick ways to negotiate with webmasters on getting cheaper posts?
Well, if you're buying in bulk, usually if once I see a number, if I think that I can negotiate, it's going to be by getting more, So that's the only way I've ever gotten it. Like if they're charging $1.50 per unit, well, then what if I want 50? Can we work something out?
Anyway, Seppo is asking, is there any way of checking when Googlebot has visited a web page than manually checking the cache date.
Server
log analysis, SEPO. Google it and you'll see how to do that. Should be, I'm not going to say straightforward easy because it's not, but you can upload your server logs to SEMrush and they can make it look nicer for you to understand. Auction properties. This is the last one. We have a page with a digital product, all unique, clean, proper optimized, 120 inbound links, yet low visitors, 30 a day from the UK. Any quick tips to improve ranking? Keyword difficulty, fairly low. It's frustrating. It's hard to say without seeing it, guys, but are the links good? Is the on-page actually properly optimized?
Exactly.
That's subjective information. If that's a keyword that gets volume and it's not that hard to rank for, then of course you should, be having a lot more than 30 visitors a day, given that, if there's 1,000 searches for that or whatever, I don't know. So it's hard for us to say at this point exactly without seeing it, but feel free to reach out to me on Facebook or whatever. I'm happy to have a quick look and tell you if there's something good, bad, or indifferent there. If you want me to have a quick look, happy to do that. And finally, one last little one. Chris, have you tested sending links to your local Viking .lat longitude? I'm not sure if you use local Viking or know what I'm talking about there.
I don't use Viking, no. So no, I don't. I'd like to know though. No, I'm not doing that.
Anyway, guys, we are out of time. We do appreciate all the questions and appreciate all the likes that people have given us. If you haven't, please do give us a like. Do check out Chris on YouTube, Chris Palmer SEO. Do check out Holly Starks, Chase Rayner, and anyone else in the comments. All great people with a whole bunch of information out there. But until next week, guys, see you later.
See you next time. Thank you. Thanks, Craig. See you, everyone. All the